Hi, everybody. Have you ever had one of those moments where you've woken up and you felt like a message was just kind of dropped on you? That was definitely what I experienced last night. And I was like, you know what? I'm sharing this message today. So here I go. Hey, everybody. For those of you who don't know, I am Amber J. Adams, and I'm the founder of the Fab Life Project, where I help secretly ambitious women get the momentum and the confidence they need to go all in on their goals. I am excited to come to y'all on this beautiful Sunday because, for a long time, I've actually been wanting to do more live videos on Sundays because I just love this idea of kind of setting the week off right in a good way, thinking about some strategy, thinking about just things that you want to do for the week and things that you want to do for yourself. And I would love to become a part of that kind of self-care Sunday journey for you. Anywho, jumping in. So, woke up this morning with a few things on my mind. I think that everybody is definitely got the election on their mind. Yeah, we got a couple of days to go, not even barely a couple, like a day and a half, basically. And we don't know what's going to happen. And my thought, and probably I'm sure a lot of you share this with me, is that it is a little nerve-wracking right now. Maybe some feelings of anxiety, just some uneasiness. And while I can't tell you anything specifically like what you could do to make yourself feel better in that case, I do have a few ideas for things that I wanted to share with you all. If it makes you feel better, cool. If it gives you something to think about, even better. But yes, so I was thinking, what can we really do with this moment that we are in? Um, it's a little wild. We don't know what's going to happen, but I think one of the things, and I have my little notes with me because I want to make sure I get everything. One of the things that's definitely on my mind is we're not in control, right? So this is the moment that we realize that we really aren't in control, which is scary. But I will say, to some degree, I feel like it can be almost a little bit liberating. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So we're not in control. No matter what we do, we've done as much as we can at this moment. If you voted, you've done as much as you can. If you've told other people to vote, you've done as much as you can. You've educated yourself on what's going on, but our control basically stops there. And it's a little bit, kind of unsettling to feel like so much is definitely up in the air. But when you think about it, I think that this gives us also an opportunity to get, not to say comfortable with discomfort, but to kind of really sit in it and see how that can influence your thoughts at this moment. So one of the things that I was thinking about was, this is a moment where we kind of can have a bit of time to stop, think, and dream about things the way that maybe we want them to be, the way that we wish that they were. So we know, the world is one way at this moment, but what if we thought about things that really frustrated us and things that we wish that we could change, and we actually took out a moment to sit and think about some potential solutions for those things? So for me, an example I'll give is insurance. Like, it really bothers me. Like, I actually have a long list of things probably, but insurance is definitely up there. It bothers me so much that in the United States of America, one of the richest countries in the world, maybe even the richest country in the world, I think, but we have so many people who are struggling to get insurance, so many people who are paying out the ass for insurance. The fact that insurance is tied to your job really bothers me. So these are some things that really kind of get my goat to say. But I try to challenge myself to think about, what are some solutions to this? And maybe if I don't know them off the top of my head, it gives me a moment to research some things, because we know that not every country in the world runs and operates the way that we do, right? So this means that, okay, if we're doing things like this, or maybe it's education, maybe that's one of your things. Maybe you have a ton of student loans and you're like, this is crazy. No one should have to go through this. What does this look like in another place? So for me, I really think that this moment gives us some time and some space to think about potential solutions, to learn more about other things, and to really think about how we moving forward, however things turn out for us on Tuesday, how we are able to advocate for ourselves and advocate for something new. One of the things that really bothers me, and this bothers me whether I'm talking about this or just in other things in life in general, is when people kind of hit this wall where they're like, well, that's just the way that it is, or, well, what am I going to do about it? I can't stand that attitude. I cannot stand it. This kind of just self-defeat, right? Or this inability to think that, this is something that you could potentially fight against in some capacity. Because I've had this conversation, going back to insurance, with a couple of different people, medical fields, doctors, whatever. And one of the things that came up, I think I was talking to my dentist in New York, and this was probably a couple of years ago, was, hey, I think there's a different way that we can do this that doesn't involve this whole process of insurance companies and et cetera, et cetera. And people kind of like flake out. Like, one of the things that people are talking about is the fact that, this universal healthcare, or like this socialized or medicine that seems like it's something that a socialist country would have. And my thing, or what I would push back on, is, okay, if you don't like the way that they do it in Canada, or if you don't like the way that they do it in the UK or in Europe broadly, then come up with a different idea. No one said that we had to do it exactly the same way that they do it. Why don't we try something else, right? So that's my whole thing. It's like really taking this moment when we feel like we have no control, that we feel like we're totally out of control, and really saying, okay, now is a moment for me to like sit back, really think about some things. How can we get them to, move forward? How can we think about this in a different way? So the other thing that occurred to me, and I've locked myself out of my iPad, is that this has also been a moment for a huge kind of awakening in some way. So if you, like, not even if you, like, everybody over this last year, it has been a year of extreme lows. Now, I can't even say with some extreme highs. It's really been a lot of lows, like one after the other, of things we can't control, of seeing just grief in like this huge, huge way. But one of the things that I think about is that, and I know this from personal experience, that even when things are really low, or even when things are in this really like grief space, there's still something that can be learned from this. There's always something that can be learned in some way. So my question is, what has awakened in you during this time? Like, over the next couple of days, or the next day or so, as we, see what happens with this election. That's also a question that you can ask yourself. What has awakened in you? What is something that you have become hip to, that okay, I don't want to go back to that, or I don't think we should go back to that, or this is maybe something, a space that I want to learn more about. I know for me over this last year, obviously, like, I know about social justice blanketly, right? And as a Black person, I know about social justice and civil rights issues, but this year has also given me a space to go deeper in my learning about different things, about things that I didn't know, a chance to really seek out different solutions that people are proposing, and to learn more about that, and to really, just get kind of not comfortable with the discomfort of what's been going on, because it's just been, too much, but to really say to myself, what can I do right now? What can I do in this moment? And I think that's the overarching question for all of us, is that, there are definitely moments to rest, and I think that we should. And because this has been so draining, you definitely have to have that rest. But I do think there is something about taking action. There is something about moving forward. There's something about having that momentum that just, pushes you to do something a little bit different than the way you've done it before, or to really think about things. So, yeah, that was really my message for today, y'all. Try to keep it short, try to keep it sweet, but I hope that in some capacity, something that I said maybe sparked something within you. I would love to hear about it. Tell me more in the comments, wherever you happen to be watching this. Always happy to hear what you have to think. And if this was something that moved you, or something that you think that other people in your life could benefit from, share, please share. I love it when I see that people have shared my videos and content and all that good stuff because it makes me feel a little warm and fuzzy inside. All right. Thank you so much. Have a fabulous Sunday, and I will speak with y'all soon. Bye.